Hey, what's up everybody? First Player Hater here, and welcome to the E3 discussion. We're going to talk about Microsoft, what happened at the Microsoft debut. They wanted to focus entirely on games. Now, I'm going to be trying to be completely unbiased. I do not have an Xbox One, but you guys are off to a very good start. That was an awesome E3 press conference. My mind's blown. I'm going to go get one after the next 3 days are over because I have to stay home and do these press conference things. So, yeah, I just get to sit in my house and type shit out all day. So, one of the things I want to talk about first, I took as many notes as I could. Just doing this as much as I could. I was trying to type and do articles and write these notes and watch the thing. So, it was very stressful. But, one of the first things I wanted to talk about was the fact that they wanted to talk about games only. Now, obviously, they kind of disappointed a lot of the majority right off the bat when they came out with the Kinect-less Xbox One. So for them to just talk about the games, I really hope that means that they're trying to focus more on games, less about money. I felt like when the first Xbox One came out, they said, okay, well, you're no longer a customer, you're a consumer, and we will treat you as such. You will take this console and be happy with it. I felt like that was complete 180 this time around. They really did a good job of, treating you like a customer. The first thing they talked about, and they spent a lot of time on it, was the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I mean, they gave it like a 7 or 8 minute trailer for the game, and it looks really good. I liked the whole focus on technology. It reminded me a lot of Halo Reach or even like Crysis for some reason. There was a big focus on the new weaponry, the new exosuits that they were using. It showed a lot of mayhem, a lot of buildings destroyed. I think it looks really good. This is the first time that I've actually ever considered pre-ordering a Call of Duty game. So I'm probably going to go do that. I think it's worth a look. It seems like Sledgehammer has really done a good job of trying to change the series for the better, because right now they can tell that everyone's getting tired of the same games over and over and over and over. So there's always that. Dan Greenawalt came out for Forza 5, and I don't know anything about the Xbox One. I don't know what's going on with that. But he did talk about the Nürburgring, the Nürburgring for Forza 5. There was discussions a long time ago about why it wasn't in Forza 5 to start with, but now they're bringing it to the Xbox One for people that already have Forza 5 as a thank you for people sticking around with the game. And then they went on to talk about Forza Horizon 2. And they wanted to stress that it's a completely open world action-packed game. There's going to be over 200 cars. It's going to be in 1080p. There's not going to, another big feature, there's not going to be any lobbies for the game. You just join whenever you want to. There's not going to be like a waiting time. No waiting time. You're just in this open world environment. That's awesome. That's what a lot of people are waiting to hear. That's next gen. That's what a lot of people want. They don't want to wait in lobbies anymore. They just want to join the game. And that's always cool. Another thing they talked about for quite some time was Evolve. Now, we know a lot about Evolve, but they showed a whole new monster today called the Kraken, and also 4 new characters. I think the company is really trying to get across that there's a lot to do in that game. Who you choose really affects what's going to happen. Even though you have one medic who's good at this, you're going to have another medic that may be better at something else. They introduce people like the new Hunter and stuff like that. The Kraken is different from the Goliath because the Kraken can fly and also has different abilities and stuff like that. A lot of people are talking about that. That's very popular on Twitter right now about the new Evolve character. So Ubisoft had a little itty bitty segment in the game, or in the video, about the new Assassin's Creed game. Now, I've played the Assassin's Creed series before. This one looks so freaking interesting. It almost blew my mind that they had brought on 4-player co-op, saying that you can form your own brotherhood and stuff like that. There's no more AI. You can depend on your friends, use them as distractions, yada, 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 yada. The game takes place during 18th century Paris during the French Revolution. So outside of the main quest, they said there's going to be at least 100 or more side quests. They said hundreds of side quests, so that's obviously more than just 100. So I'm interested in that game. I've already seen advertisements at the local game stores about it, so we'll have to see what's going on with that. I kind of lost track of where I was. I was typing stuff out, so Ted Price came out and spoke on the behalf of Insomniac Games. They have one of the most appealing games that I have seen for the Xbox One so far, and we're talking about Sunset Overdrive. Now, If you don't know what Sunset Overdrive is, you should really look into it. It's an open world kind of sandbox zombie shooter it's a third person perspective, so that's always cool. One of the things they really stress in the new trailer for it, which I loved the trailer, by the way. Please go watch it. It was absolutely hilarious. It made fun of all the FPS craze and stuff like that. Absolutely awesome. I loved the first trailer for Insomniac for Sunset Overdrive, so really go check this one out. They wanted to really put a focus on the creative weapons, the unique abilities, transporting and stuff like that. They also wanted to showcase a lot more of Sunset City and what Sunset City has to offer. Like, they showed the carnival, so they showed zombies blowing up with all the carnival stuff going around and whatnot. One of the things I really liked about the commercial the most, or trailer, was that it broke the fourth wall multiple times. And one of the greatest lines was, "Oh, who's gonna be the hero to stop them? Me? Oh, not me. Oh, you. Yes, you. Sorry." And just kept going about stuff like that. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the best trailers I've seen so far. Yeah, there's that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Fable Legends. A lot of people dropped off the Fable bus with Fable 3. I don't blame them. It wasn't that good of a game, and it didn't live up to the first two. Now, Fable Legends is incorporating 4-player co-op, which was just like, shut up. Which was just like, wow. Wow. I didn't expect that, really. That was kind of from far right field. So I really feel like they're trying to make up for what happened with Fable 3. It seems like they're really trying to pay attention to what's popular right now and trying to incorporate it into the Fable world and keep it within what makes Fable Fable. One of the new things that I really liked is now they are allowing players to be the villain in the game, which gives you kind of an RTS overview of the whole map, and you can place your spells and bad guys and stuff like that all over the field, and then your 4 heroes get to go in and experience what you had placed out for them, such as various traps, giant monsters, stuff like that. Awesome. I loved it. This was about the point where I went, oh my god, I think I need an Xbox One. What's happening? But it was absolutely very cool. Fable 3 was bad, but maybe this one will make up for it. The next thing they talked about, which I actually have not heard that much about, was Project Spark, which kind of at the beginning tried to be like, oh, kind of like a very kiddie Dragon Age, and then they showed that the environment was missing. But right then and there was the moment that you realized it was a giant sandbox game. You can do whatever you want. You can have it be a zombie shooter in space, but the next minute you can be playing chess, because why not? Because it's Project Sandbox Spark. Because we can do whatever we want in the game, and they're saying that there's going to be over, 100, like a million possibilities to do, and it seemed very cool. I was very interested in that. One of the cooler trailers I had seen today, I'm actually doing all this stuff between Microsoft and the EA presentation right now. I'm on a time limit. So that was super cool, and then right at the end they showed the Project Spark logo, and something happened, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. All of a sudden, a chainsaw goes through the middle of the logo, and it tears apart, and who's there? Of all people that you could even think, Conker. Of course, Conker. I don't know why. It brought back flashbacks to the N64, where he just ripped through the N64 logo and was like, yeah, stupid thing, blah, 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 blah. He's going to be in Project Spark. Apparently, it's something exclusive that they're just doing for Project Spark. Nonetheless, I loved it. I love Conker. That just mind blown. Just mind blown. Alright, so we're approaching the end of my list for the most part. One of the big things that I really wanted to know more about, which kind of sucked because they didn't show a lot of it, was Playdead Studios announced their new game. They're the company that made, they're the studio that made Limbo, and a lot of people loved Limbo. It was a really cult classic game, and I don't blame them. It seemed really cool. It was called Inside, and once again, it kind of takes that dark gray overlook to everything, and everything's just dark and very mysterious and stuff like that. It looked really cool. Unfortunately, there was very little info on it, so hopefully within the next, 2 days, we'll find out something more about it. But for now, it looked cool. The next thing was a very, 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 very awesome trailer for the new Tomb Raider sequel. Now, I did play the last one. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I grew up on the original PlayStation ones, and although they were a pain in the butt to play, they were still awesome, and I still hold them very dear to my heart. I have friends that love the new one way more than me, so I can't even speak about it. But they teased a new trailer for that one today. It was with Lara Croft being basically mentally broken. She's in a psychiatric office, and they're trying to talk to her about what's going on. You know, how are you feeling? You know, you need to let go of what happened, and then it's mixed matching this with collages of what happened, people she's killing, and stuff like that. And the new game's going to be called Rise of the Tomb Raider, very Batman-esque, but nonetheless, I thought it was super cool. I can't wait. I'm not sure if it's an Xbox One exclusive yet. I don't think I saw the little thing at the bottom that goes Xbox One exclusive, but still, even if it's coming to PS4 and whatnot, that's awesome. Ken Lobb came out next. He's the creative director, the guy that did Killer Instinct and stuff like that, brought that back. He's been with Microsoft for a very long time. I think he said since 1989. So he talked a lot about reboots and how he just loves redoing games that didn't really get their proper sequel, didn't really get their proper limelight. So he opened up with this really cool trailer for Phantom Dust. Which, wow, I've never played it for Xbox. I don't know what he's talking about, but the trailer itself seemed really awesome. I mean, I was blown away with how good it looked, and I have to say that about most games that they showed this year. All the games they showed this year were just mind-blowingly good, and I think it's because they're finally getting away from the Xbox 360 and going, okay, let's develop for the Xbox One. Let's use the graphics that the Xbox One can do. Let's use the power that the Xbox One has. Very cool. The next one was from Platinum Games, and unfortunately I cannot say this man's name. I wrote it down. I even typed it out. No idea what this man's name is. I'm sorry. But anyways, this guy from Platinum Games came out, and I'm pretty sure he's the CEO or creative director, but he wanted to talk about a new game for the Xbox One, and it's going to be an exclusive, which confuses me a little bit because Nintendo was the one that got a Bayonetta sequel, so you think they'd have some loyalty towards the Wii U, but hey, you know, whatever. And it was a very cool trailer for this game called Scalebound, which, you know, reminded me a lot of, like, if you took Dragon Age and you mixed it with, like, Devil May Cry for some reason. That's the game you'd have. You'd have that. That's what Scalebound was. And it showed two rampaging monsters going at each other, and you're just a kid with a pair of, like, headphones and giant swords, and you're cutting shit up, and you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, putting on headphones, dubstep's blaring. That's the trailer, and I expected nothing less from Platinum Games. The next thing we wanted to talk about, that I wanted to talk about, was the Master Chief Anniversary Collection Saga thing. Whatever 343 wants to throw together, that's what it was. I was super excited for that. That was like the tipping point where I fell over and I was like, I'm getting an Xbox One. That was like the point for me where I was like, I have to get an Xbox One. That's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's just get one. Basically, they're bringing you Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 back, and they're going to be on the Xbox One. They wanted to focus really on Halo 2 because they're going to bring back the multiplayer. They gave it a whole new redo. Everything from the story mode to the multiplayer has been redone, 1080p, blah, 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 with dedicated servers. So they're going to bring back the multiplayer for Halo 2, and I loved the multiplayer for Halo 2. It was the most fun I've ever had at one point playing a game in my early childhood. I mean, absolutely amazing. Thank God. It's also going to have... Ridley Scott's been working on a Halo movie thing, and it's going to have that too. I'm really looking forward to that. They said that's going to be coming out this holiday season, so I think they said November 11th, honestly. I burped, I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, they're going to be talking about that. And they also talked about Halo 5. I couldn't really care more about Halo 5 right now. I just want to focus on 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're not really telling a lot about Halo 5. So I think the whole point of 1, 2, 3, and 4 coming out and the new movie that's going to be in it is so Halo 5 makes more sense to everyone. So there's always that. The next thing I really wanted to talk about, it was my favorite thing, absolutely favorite thing of the whole thing. Crackdown. Thank God. I love Crackdown. I played it all the time with friends. This is the Crackdown logo right here. Very cool. If you didn't play Crackdown, it's like RoboCop meets like the Hulk with guns and explosions. It was amazing. Basically, they just showed this big drug cartel guy in his giant tower with this golden auto turrets shooting at this little plane, and the next thing you know, all the guys from the Crackdown team just bust in and kick his ass, blow him up. It was beautiful. I started crying a little bit because, oh my god, Crackdown was amazing. They got the original team to do it, and thank God. It just, guns, explosions, orgasms everywhere. It was, it's amazing. So amazing. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Dakota Dudley, or First Player Hitter, for ChargedGamer.com. Feel free to check out the site below. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I'll be using this often, especially since now it's E3. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Bye-bye.